A very good morning, students. In this video, we are going to revise our chapter number 3, that is Basic Problems of an Economy. Now, what do you mean by economic problem? See, economic problem is basically the problem of choice and problem of scarcity. We will study in details why it is called as problem of choice and problem of scarcity. You know that human beings have unlimited wants. Like their wants keeps on multiplying. They are never satisfied with anything. If one want is satisfied, automatically the other want arises. Second is we have limited resources. We don't have that much resources available with us. If we are talking about land, it is limited. If we are talking about labors, they are also limited. So resources are limited. And resources have alternative uses. Means all the resources have some or the other use. Okay, like for example, if we talk about electricity, electricity have different uses. It can be used to run fans or lights. It can be used to run microwaves. It can be used to run inductions. Many more things, even machineries also, like scooties, bikes, autos also. Now, you have to choose, like for which best possible way, for which you can use your resources in the best possible way so that your output is maximum, your productivity is maximum, and your wastage is minimum, and you can get many, you can say more benefits out of it. That is called as problem of choice, because here you are choosing among alternative uses. And why it is called as problem of scarcity? Because in general, scarcity means when demand exceeds your supply, means when demand is more than supply. So here we are seeing that human beings have unlimited wants. Their wants are unlimited, their demands are high, and we have limited resources. We cannot produce each and every good that human beings want. So that is why we cannot fulfill all the wants of the human beings, and there comes the problem of scarcity. Is it clear? Now, why does economic problem arises? I have already told you all why does this problem arises. Because of unlimited wants, limited resources, and resources have alternative uses. Unlimited wants mean wants of human beings keeps on multiplying. If one want is satisfied, then automatically the another want arises. For example, if you are using 3G phones, if you were using, suppose, now you are using 4G, again even 5G will come, you will demand for 5G phones. So your wants are never satisfied. It keeps on multiplying. Ek want satisfy hoga, then automatically the other want will arise. Is it clear? Next is limited resources. Whatever resources we are using, whatever factors of production we are using, may it be land, labor, capital, or entrepreneur, all are limited. All have their limited capacities. That is why we cannot expand those. Okay, so they are scarce. Third is your resources have alternative uses. Means whatever resources you are using, they have some or the other use. Just now I have given you the example of electricity. It has different purposes. Suppose if you have a piece of land, you can either grow wheat on it, or you can grow vegetables, or you can grow fruits. You have to choose for which best possible manner you'll be using it. That is why it has alternative uses. So what are the three basic economic, what are the three reasons why economic problem arises? Unlimited wants, limited resources, and resources have alternative uses. Next, what do you mean by economizing your resources? Economizing your resources means that available resources should be allocated among different use in such a way that resources are put to their best possible use. Means you are using your resources in such a manner that you are using it efficiently and effectively. Efficiently and effectively means you are making the best out of it. You are making the use of it, like in a best possible manner. That is called as economizing your resources. Next comes to the basic or the central problems of an economy. See, there are three basic problems: what to produce, how to produce, and for whom to produce. Apart from these three basic economic problems, there comes problem of fuller utilization of resources. Next is problem of efficient use of resources, and the third one is problem of economic growth. If solely we say the primary economic problems are what to produce, how to produce, and for whom to produce. What to produce? What to produce means what you are going to produce. आप क्या produce करना चाहते हो, and in what quantity, और कितने quantity में. For example, if you want to produce guns and cloth, cloth is basically consumption good and guns are war goods. So you have to decide what you are going to produce. You have decided you are going to produce war goods and consumer goods. Next comes in what quantity. Under what to produce only there are two things: what you are going to produce, in what quantity, and how much quantity. So suppose you have decided that you will produce more of clothes and less of guns, means you are producing more of consumer goods rather than the war goods. So this is what to produce. क्या produce करना चाहते हैं और कितने quantity में. Is it clear? Next is your how to produce. How to produce means which technique of production you are going to use. Which technique you are going to use. There are two types of techniques. One is labor intensive technique and the other one is capital intensive technique. Labor intensive techniques are those techniques where labors are utilized more than capital. Capital means machinery, tools and all. जहाँ पे labors का इस्तेमाल ज़्यादा हो रहा है compared to machineries, that is called as labor intensive technique. And capital intensive technique is called as where capital is used more in place of labor. Okay, जहाँ पे machineries का इस्तेमाल ज़्यादा हो रहा है compared to labor. Why people go for labor intensive technique? In a country like India, producers focus on labor intensive technique because labors are readily available at the cheap rate. Secondly, they are providing employment to those people. They are generating employment. And on the other hand, countries like America, they use capital intensive technique. Why they use capital intensive technique? Because in their country, they don't have that much availability of labor with them. That is why they have to use capital in place of labors. Third is for whom to produce. Means you are producing goods and services for which section of the society. Either you are producing it for richer section or you are producing it for poorer section or middle class section. So it will be decided according to the complete national product. Whatever goods and services being produced in the country is distributed among the people according to their income. How they are related. For example, जितना ज़्यादा goods and services produce होगा, उतना ज़्यादा factors of production लगेगा, उतना ज़्यादा land लगेगा, labor लगेगा, capital लगेगा, entrepreneur लगेगा. जितना ज़्यादा फैक्टर्स ऑफ प्रोडक्शन लगेगा उतना फैक्टर इनकम वो लोग अर्न करेंगे. लैंड को मिल रहा है रेंट, लेबर को मिल रहा है वेजेस, कैपिटल को मिल रहा है इंटरेस्ट और एंटरप्रेन्योर को मिल रहा है प्रॉफिट. तो जितना ज़्यादा वो लोग इनकम अर्न करेंगे उतना ज़्यादा गुड्स खरीद पाएंगे. सो अकॉर्डिंग टू देयर इनकम्स गुड्स आर बीइंग डिस्ट्रीब्यूटेड. नेक्स्ट इज योर प्रॉब्लम ऑफ फुलर यूटिलाइजेशन ऑफ रिसोर्सेज. We know that in our country we have limited resources, and if we are not utilizing these resources up to their maximum extent, then we are simply wasting our resources. For example, if I am appointing labor only for 6 hours, for the rest of the time they are being unemployed, and which means I am wasting my resource. if I'm making use of those resources, if I'm making use of my labor for 10 hours in a day, then automatically I am utilizing my resources completely. Next is your problem of efficient use of resources. Means we should focus on the minimum wastage of the resources, because we know that we have limited resources. So we have to maximize the output and minimize the wastage. For example, if a Hindi teacher goes and teaches you mathematics, can she give her 100%? Definitely not, right? Which means we are wasting our resources. We should give her Hindi rather than mathematics. So, in order to have maximum output and minimum wastage, we have to appoint right person to the right job. Next is your problem of economic growth. Now, what do you mean by problem of economic growth? See, if we increase the productive capacity of our country, like if we increase the capacity to produce more and more goods, तो क्या होगा? उससे हमारा कंट्री का इनकम बढ़ेगा, बिकॉज जितना ज़्यादा गुड्स एंड सर्विसेज प्रोड्यूस होंगे उतना हमारे कंट्री में इनकम जनरेट होगा. इफ़ मोर एंड मोर ऑफ इनकम्स आर जनरेटेड, देन ऑटोमेटिकली नेशनल इनकम विल इंक्रीज. If national income will increase, automatically economic growth will take place. So each and every country focuses on increasing the productive capacity of their country. Is it clear? I hope I am clear to you all. Please go through these parts. You will be asked questions regarding it. Okay? Thank you so much. Bye bye.